Jai to all. Today I will discuss unit number 3 of the theory of automata and formal languages. So, as far as this unit is concerned, this is a table of content which is to be discussed in this lecture. First one is the what is the context-free grammar. After that, what is the context-free language. We will also discuss derivation tree as well as leftmost and rightmost derivation. At last, we will discuss about the ambiguous context-free grammar, or you can say ambiguous grammar. So, before going to the depth, we will discuss about the grammars. What is the grammar? Basically, grammar are the rules to describe a particular language. So, in case of programming language, in case of various programming construct, we can describe it by the help of grammar. So, the grammar that is more appropriate to describe a particular programming language like Java, C, C++, all of them, context-free grammar is most frequently used. So, what is the context-free grammar? Basically, any grammar can be represented by the 4 tuples G is equals to B, T, P, S. But the restriction that will be imposed on the productions will classify the grammar into the various labels. We can say various types. For example, if there is no restrictions on the productions rule of a grammar, then grammar is a non-restricted grammar. If we will impose a restrictions like alpha tends to beta, where length of alpha is always less than equals to length of beta, then this grammar is a context sensitive grammar. If we will impose third restrictions, means left hand side, the alpha is contain only a single non-terminal, then the grammar is a context free grammar, type 2 grammar. And if we will restrict this particular beta, if it is a terminal followed by a non-terminal, then the grammar is a regular grammar that is discussed in the previous lectures also. So, if we will define the context-free grammar, so a context-free grammar is a BTPS, G is equals to BTPS, when the production is of the form A tends to X, where X belongs to B union T star and A belongs to the set of B. Now, question that comes in your mind is the what do you mean by BTPS? So, basically, B is the set of variables, or you can say it is a set of non-terminals. Each variable represents a set of strings with which it can be replaced. T basically is the set of terminals, which is a set of symbols that form the string of a particular language. So, T is also called the terminal symbols. P is a finite set of productions, or you can say production rules that represent the recursive definition of a language. Basically, each production consists of a variable in case of a CFG on the left hand side, and on the right hand side, it will contain a string of variable as well as terminal, including lambda. So, the string is called the body of a production. Basically, the right hand side will also call the body of the productions. Now, you can see this is the productions rule are the kernel or heart of a particular grammar. S is the starting symbol which represent the derivation from where we can derive a string of a particular language. So, context-free grammar in simple term we can say it is restricted on the productions, and the productions are of the type A tends to X, right? A belongs to the set of B, means set of variable, and X belongs to the set of B union sigma star, means variable as well as terminal, set of variable as well as terminal, and we will generate clean closure of that. So, we will generate a string of the combination of variables as well as terminals. Star will also include the epsilon or lambda null string. So this particular language grammar will also support that, right? Now we will move context-free language. So the context-free language is a language, or you can say the collection of the strings that is derived by a particular grammar, context-free grammar. If context-free grammar generate a set of strings, then the collection of those strings is called the language. So in nutshell, we can say the language generated by a CFG is the set of all strings of terminals that can be produced from the starting symbols of a grammar using the productions as a substitution, as a substitute. So the language generated by a context-free grammar is called the context-free language. For example, you can see this is a terminal A. Basically, you will think about the terminal. So all the lowercase letters always represent the terminal in case of automata theory. All the uppercase letters represent the variables. All the lowercase letters at the bottom side, W, X, Y, Z, represent the string in case of the automata theory. So suppose I will take a terminal A. S is a starting symbol, and as well as starting symbol will also be a non-terminal, right? And productions are given here is S tends to AS, and another production is S tends to epsilon. This is also written as S tends to AS oblique S tends to epsilon means oblique epsilon. If you can see this side, left hand side is similar, then you can take the option symbol means hyphen here to compact, to write down the compact form of the productions, right? So we can also written this particular set of production in this manner. So the particular set means particular thing, this will generate a context free language A star, where set of variable is S and set of terminal is A. So the LG will be A star. You can see how it is a star. First, if you will take S tends to lambda, so S drives A, right? I will later on define the drives. If you will take AS and substitute the value of this S by the epsilon or lambda, so this is AA. Third times you can take the value AS and substitute this S by again AS, and after that this AS is replaced by the productions rule, right hand side of the productions rule. Here you can notice that the production is applied in a forward manners, means left hand side is replaced by the right hand side, but right hand side inside the string cannot be replaced by the left hand side. This is not possible when you will substitute the value of the productions, right? So once again you will apply this, and you can put it down the value of S is by the help of this productions epsilon. So you will get AA. Similarly, you can see you will apply AS n times, you will get A n times, and after that you will apply the epsilon, you will get a string of A ki power n. So string of A ki power n where n is greater than equals to 0 will be the language. This is also written as A star, means any string including lambda that is derived by the A. This will also denote the same thing, A ki power n, A's power n where n is greater than equals to 0, right? Now we can take some other example which define a context free grammar for the particular language. For example, we will define a context free grammar for a palindrome. So what do you mean by palindrome? Palindrome is a string which have a same meaning whenever you will read it from the left to right or right to left, right? Malayalam I have written, right? So if you will read from here, and forward direction and backward direction meaning is same. So in automaton theory, if you will write down the context free grammar that will generate the palindromes. So how can you write down? You can think a string of the form of, if we have only two terminals A and B. Here in question it is given, okay, write down the context free grammar for defining the palindrome over A or B, right? So the palindrome will be A, palindrome will be B. If you will read it from the forward direction and reverse direction, it will be same. Similarly for B, it is forward and reverse direction, the meaning is B, right? After that it is AA. If you will read from the forward direction and backward direction, the meaning is same. Similarly for BB, the meaning is also forward and backward same. Another possibility is A, B, A. You can read forward direction, so it is A, B, A. If you will read in reverse direction, it will once again A, B, A. Once again, you will write down B, A, B. So this will also convey the same meaning. So this is a palindrome. Now you can see another thing. If you will think about this one, this is called the even length palindrome, in which the number of occurrence of the symbol is even. If you will think about this particular, so this is the odd length palindrome, in which the occurrence of the symbols is of odd type, right? So if you will write down the productions, what will be the productions? If you will think S is a starting symbol of the grammar, so S tends to A. If you want to generate only A, then it will be A. If you want to generate B, so it will be B. If you want to generate even or odd length palindrome, so if you want to generate even length palindrome, what will be the you can see what will be the productions? S tends to A S A, right? A S A, right? Means A and A will be same. After that, you will substitute the value of S. So from what you want to substitute? So it will be substituted by the epsilon. So epsilon will also be a member of this one, right? So AA will be generated similarly. So this will be a production also. S tends to ASA. After that, you can see S tends to BSB will also be a production, because you want to generate BB, right? Now you can see, if you want to generate ABA, then this S is replaced by A or B. So this is okay. This production will work for this one. For this one, you can see BSB. If you will replace this S by A, so A production will also be available. So this is a resultant grammar. So you can see the productions for the context free grammar to generate the palindrome over AB will be S tends to epsilon, A, B, S tends to ASA, S tends to BSB. And if you will describe it by the four tuples B, T, P, S, so S will be only variable in this production, T will be A and B, P will be this one, and S will be the starting symbol, right? Now, we will move towards the another example. That example tells us you have to write down the context free grammar which generates strings of equal number of A's and B's. So how can we generate how can we write down the grammar, context free grammar for that? Equal number of A and B, so strings will be of form AA, BB, AB, AB, right? Any combination of A and B will be there. But the restriction is that the number of A will be equals to number of B. So the productions will be for this grammar is S tends to S, A, S, B, S. The reverse will be also possible. S tends to S, B, S, A, S oblique epsilon. And if there is only one variable used inside this particular grammar's production, so set of variable will contain only S, set of terminal will be A and B, P is the productions I have written here, and S will be the starting symbol. Similarly, third question is that if you want to generate a language context free language, L G is equals to A ki power n, B ki power 2n, right? So how can you write down the context free grammar for that? Meaning is that every A is preceded by exactly twice B. How many number of A will be there? There is exactly twice B will inside the particular language. So whenever you will think the strings are of form A, B, B, A, B, 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 right? Means number of B is twice of number of A, right? Number of B will be twice of number of A. Second thing is that you have to put it down the focus on this particular restrictions. Restrictions is that n is greater than equals to 1. Meaning is that the minimum string will be A, B, B. A is power 1, B is power 2. So minimum string will be this one. So S drives minimum string A, B, B, right? Second thing, after that, if we want to write down the recursive rules for generating the string, so you have to written in which manner? A followed by B, B, again you have to repeat it. Means S will be repeated so many times. Number of A is always half of number of B, or you can say number of B is the double of number of A. So this is a production. If we will impose here n is greater than equals to 0, what happened inside this particular numerical? So minimum string now will be S tends to epsilon. You can put it down A ki power 0 and B ki power 0. So it is epsilon. So minimum string is epsilon. After that you have to write down this production. So there is possibility of two numericals from here. Another example is that you have to write down the context free grammar to generate basically algebraic expression by taking the variables x by z. So whenever we will write down the any mathematical or you can say algebraic expression, we have written x plus by minus z. So this is algebraic expression, right? You have written x multiplied by division z. So this is algebraic expression. So we have to write down the context free grammar for describing that particular algebraic expression correctly. So how can we describe that particular grammar? We can describe, you can see, we will start from the starting symbol always S. There is a possibility of addition. There is a possibility of negation, right? So we have written S tends to T plus S oblique T minus S oblique T. Similarly, for this one, for multiplication and division, we have written T tends to T multiplied T oblique T divide T. This is a division operators, right? After that, something if you want to write down in a bracket, so you have to write down T tends to inside the brackets S, and at last you have to substitute the value of the non-terminals or you can say variables by the terminals. So you have to take the value x by z. Another way to write down this is the E tends to E plus E oblique E multiply E, right? All the operators will be written E minus E, E divide E, right? After that you have written E power E. After that you have written x by and z. So this is also a correct grammar to write down the particular algebraic expression. So if you will describe this particular grammar, then this set will be E, set of variables will be E. The symbols used here will be what? Plus, multiply, minus, division, power, x by z. So set of terminals will be include all those symbols. If you want brackets, then you can write down brackets E, right? So brackets will also be at terminals. All the mathematical expressions comes into the category of the terminals, right? After that, productions rule is this one, and E is the starting symbol for this one. if you will think about this, then s and t, though two variables are here. After that, the symbols used here is the plus, minus, multiplication, division, brackets, x, y, z. So these are the set of terminals. This is a productions for this grammar, and starting symbol is s, so I have written s here. So you can think how can we write the grammar for the algebraic expressions. Now we will move about the regular expression. How can we write down the context-free grammar for the regular expression? Basically, regular language is also described by the context-free grammar. I have already discussed, because regular language is a subset of context-free language, right? So, regular language basically denoted by the type 3 grammar. So, type 3 grammar is a subset of type 2 grammar. Type 2 grammar is a context-free grammar, and type 3 grammar is a, we can say, regular grammar. So, everything that is denoted by the regular grammar can also be denoted by the context-free grammar, but vice versa is not true, right? So, here you can see the regular expression is given 0, 1, 1 plus 1 star and concatenation with 0, 1 whole star. So, to write down the context-free grammar, we have divided it into the two parts. First one is this one and second one is this one. For the first one, what we have to do, this star means repetition of this particular string. So, firstly, we denote the grammar for this particular string. So, how can we denote? We can write down C, you can see carefully, otherwise there is a problem. We have to denote this one. So, what do you mean by it? This is a alternative. Plus is a alternative choice. Either this one or this one. So, we have written C tends to 0, 1, 1 oblique 1. Okay. After that, this particular regular expression tells us the repetition of this 0, 1, 1 oblique 1 means union, alternative, maybe occurs so many times, 0 or more times. So, what we have to do? We have to generate the string by using C. So, I have written A tends to C A, right? This repetition will be occurred due to C every times by these two strings. And whenever we want to terminate, we have to end by the epsilon. Why I have appended the epsilon here? Because the whole string may be epsilon. So, this string generated by A will also generate epsilon. Due to that, I have appended here. Okay. After that, you can see for this one, 0 and 1, how can you write? You have to written 0 and 1 and DB, right? You can similarly, D tends to 0, 1. I want to generate this string. After that, we have to perform the repetition because star will be there. So, I have written B tends to D, B, and it may also generate the epsilon. So, minimum string is epsilon. I have appended here epsilon. So, overall grammar is the concatenation. So, you have to written a extra production S tends to A and B. So, the resultant grammar is S tends to AB, A tends to CA oblique epsilon. After that, C tends to 0, 1, 1 oblique 1 and B tends to BD oblique epsilon and D tends to 0, 1, right? Same thing will be here. In the last question, you have to find out, you have to write down the context-free grammar for the language that containing the strings of 0, 1 in which first and last symbol must be same. So, if you will think this particular language is also denoted by the help of a regular expression. So, regular expression will be that what first and last symbol must be different, right? First and last symbol must be different. So, I have either written 0 at the beginning because the two symbols are here, 0 and 1, string of 0 and 1. So, I have written 0 and 1 here. So, first and last will be different. After that, inside the particular first and last symbol, any string will be there. So any string can be represented by the 0 plus 1 star. Similarly, if the first symbol is 1, what happens? Last symbol must be 0, and in between any combination of the 0 and 1 will be there, right? So you can see this is a regular expression for the particular language, means either this one or this one. So either you can written in this manner plus this one, right? So this is a choice, means either this one or this one. Now if you want to write down the grammar for that, how can you write down? How can you generate this particular 0 plus 1 star? Firstly, you have to think about that. 0 plus 1 star. So 0 plus 1 star can be generated by any combination of 0 and 1. So either 0 A or 1A. Star will be there. So minimum string will be epsilon. So this particular production will generate 0, 1 star. After that, what happens? It is either this choice or this choice. Means start with 0 and with 1, or start with 1 and with 0. And in between, A will be replaced, fill the particular 0 plus 1 star. So the grammar will be as tends to 0A1 oblique 1A0, comma A tends to this one, right? So this is all about the grammar. How can you write down the grammar? Now we will move towards the derivation, right? So basically derivation of a context-free grammar is a process of defining strings out of a grammar by application of the rules starting from the starting symbols. So we can derive the terminal strings beginning with start symbols and repeatedly replacing a variable, or you can say non-terminal, by the body of the productions, by the right hand side of the productions. So to derive from a grammar, we will take a productions whose left hand side will be similar to the variables that appears inside the derivation strings, right? Now you can see by the example, we have to derive from the grammar where terminal is A, non-terminal is S, and production is this one. S tends to AS oblique S tends to epsilon. We have to derive A ki power 4. String A will be required. So how can we derive? We have to repeatedly use the productions. There is no restrictions how many times you have to use a particular production. Basically, derive from a grammar, we will take here an example where terminals is A, non-terminal is S, production will be the S tends to AS oblique S tends to epsilon. Meaning is that the production is of form S tends to AS oblique epsilon, right? We have to derive a string A ki power 4, where that means A. We have to derive a particular that string. So how can we derive? I have already tell you that if you will use the productions as a substitutions, right hand side to replace the left hand side of any production. Here one thing that will be noticed, any production can be used any number of times to generate a particular strings. There is no restrictions to use the productions, right? So we have a two productions, S tends to AS oblique S tends to E. We have to derive a string A. How we can derive? We have to substitute basically S by right hand side AS. So we have to get a string AS, right? Once again, we have to substitute this S by the same productions right hand side. So we will get A is already here, and right hand side of this productions, so AS, right? Once again, we have to substitute the value of S from the particular similar productions. So this value will be A. 2A will be here, S is replaced by AS. So I have written AS here. So we will get AS. Once again, I will replace this S by the AS. So I will get AS. At last, we will apply these productions. So what happens? It will gives us A, right? So 4A will be there. So a की power 4 will be generated. You can think about the language, so it will generate starting symbols to epsilon. If you will use the production buns, right? So AS, and this S is replaced by the epsilon, so it will generate A. If you will use this particular AS twice, so you will get AAS. After that, you will replace this S by the epsilon, so you will get AA. If you will use it thrice, so it will generate A 3 times. So overall, you can see it will generate a language A की power n, where n is greater than equals to 0, right? So in this lecture, it is sufficient, I hope so. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the derivation trees, leftmost derivation, rightmost derivation, and after that we will discuss about the ambiguity in a context-free grammar. After completion of the ambiguity in the context-free grammar, we will discuss about the removal of the ambiguity from the particular grammar. We will also discuss about the inherent ambiguity. Thank you. If you have any query, you can ask freely.